It's House Blend on SCVTV. I'm Stephen K. Peeples, your House Blend host, and Sean Wiggins is back on the set with us. Now, Sean, I've read reviews and seen your performances, listened to your CDs and so forth, and people refer to Janis Joplin, Melissa Etheridge, and you in the same breath, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But when I was listening, the first name or first thing that came to my mind was Bonnie Bramlett and Delaney and Bonnie and Friends. There's to me kind of a sonic similarity between what Lone Goat is doing and what those guys are doing. And to me, she was one of the greatest singers, and that was one of the greatest bands in rock history.
I'm going to take that as a giant compliment.
You should
then.
take that as a giant compliment. But I know it's kind of difficult with the comparisons and stuff because you're really trying to do your own thing and establish your own identity. But I just had to say that, you know. So, but you know, you haven't gone unnoticed by people who ought to know talent either. You've won some awards. There was a Billboard Song Contest that you won. You had a song included on MTV Undressed. You have songs appeared in film and television. That's pretty cool. You think you're getting any traction from that kind of stuff and from your live gigs in terms of your career developing and reaching a wider audience?
Well, absolutely. Used to be I had to work really hard to book the whole year. Now it pretty much happens at the beginning of the year. I can almost get it booked in the third month or so. And where people are calling us instead of me having to call them. And all of it helps. We've sold over 10,000 CDs, so it's you know, it's a labor of love, but it keeps going.
There you go. Well, as long as there's forward progress,
absolutely.
You're doing great. Now, the next song we're going to hear comes from your second album. It's called it's called The Orchid Lounge.
Yes,
I just blew that.
You gave it away.
I just gave it away. But when I first heard it, you know, or first saw the title, I said, oh, she's got to be talking about Tootsie's Orchid Lounge in Nashville. And when I listened to the song, that was indeed the case. Tell me how you came to write that song.
I went down to Nashville to write with some people down there, and I actually played at Tootsie's a couple times. And it was just a magical place and a place with a lot of history, so I needed to write a song.
Just for folks who may not be aware of it, Tootsie's Orchid Lounge was just down the street from the Ryman, and it's where the Grand Ole Opry performers would duck out the back door and go throw back a few and then go back to the stage, you know. So Tootsie's Orchid Lounge plays a big role in Nashville history. Now we've got both you and Paul in the studio, so we're going to hear that right now, right?
You sure are.
All right, super. Now on House Blend, from her second album, here's Sean Wiggins with Paul Houston and The Orchid Lounge.
Jimmy's going down to the Orchid Lounge. He's got stars in his eyes, got the old guitar in hand, and won in a game of dice. Jimmy sits alone in the corner in the dark, doesn't drink, he don't dance, waiting for the one big moment when he can get that chance. 'Cause there's dreams in these walls, some been lost, some found. And if these walls could talk, you'd laugh, you'd cry, sure taste the bittersweet life at the Orchid Lounge. Band takes a break at 12 o'clock. Jimmy walks toward the stage, asks if while they get their drinks he might have a minute to play. Band says, Jimmy, well that's alright, but you don't got very long. Jimmy grins and gives his thanks as he starts to sing his song. 'Cause there's dreams in these walls, some been lost, some found. And if these walls could talk, you'd laugh, you'd cry, so taste the bittersweet life at the Orchid Lounge. First, nobody's listening. It's late, no one could care. Jimmy started singing, and everybody stopped and turned to stare. Well, Jimmy steps down, puts on his coat, walks toward the door. John with the band, he waves his hand and says, boy, you gotta play one more, 'cause there's dreams in these walls. Some been lost, some found. And if these walls could talk, you'd laugh, you'd cry, sure taste the bittersweet life at the Orchid Lounge.
On House Blend, that's Sean Wiggins with her writing and producing partner Paul Houston and the Orchid Lounge. That's a tune from her second album, Everyday Life, out in 2009. I'm Stephen K. Peeples, your House Blend host, and we're back now on the SCVTV Media Center studios with Sean. Now, Sean, I see club listings for you all over the place, and Lone Goat also. All over Southern California, from like Santa Maria down to Anaheim and so forth, but there's this one gig in Michigan that you have coming up in the summer of 2013. What's the story there?
Well, actually, I've been playing a couple times a year in Chicago every year for the last 6 or 7 years. And we have a pretty big following out in that area from Chicago down to St. Louis. So we have another little spot to go sell our wares.
Very good, very good. Now, you have these pockets of fan bases around the country, you know, and obviously you want to try to connect them up and make them bigger.
Yes.
You know, what do you see happening with your career in the next few years?
Well, expansion. Another CD coming up this year, and more. We've got already booked a few more festivals this year, so it's just a steady progression.
There you go.
Not well said, but.
No, well, like I said before, you know, keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Keep adding to the catalog. Now, how do people find out more about you? Where you're gonna be playing? Find out more about the venues that you're going to be playing?
At SeanWiggins.com.
Okay.
SEAN Wiggins. Or just Google Sean Wiggins. On YouTube, it's Sean Wiggins Lone Goat.
Okay.
And we're on iTunes. And if you Google, you can buy cheaper than iTunes. I'll just tell you, you can go and search a little deeper, because CD Baby has offered it up for cents.
Gotcha.
But you can buy the albums on CD Baby as well. I highly recommend an actual CD.
Yes, yes. I do too. You get the context a little bit better.
Yeah.
Plus you get some
Get
notes
some
to look
photos.
at.
Yeah.
Now you have one more song for us, right?
Yes.
And it's called Watching the World Go By.
Yep.
Now, what's the story behind that one?
That's just an easy, let's go out in the backyard, let everything go, and just watch the world go by and not worry about anything.
Well, thanks to Sean Wiggins and Paul Houston for joining us on House Blend. Let's hear them close the show right now with Watching the World Go By.
Day is hot, the sun is high, a little birdie just flew on by. Song playing on the radio, smooth and sexy, the right kind of slow. I'm watching the world go by. Filled up a frosty glass, I took a sip and made it last. I tell you what, I never tasted so good, wouldn't change this moment even if I could. I'm watching the world go by. 7 days a week, trying to make ends meet. Why even a gallon of gas is getting to be a pain in my. Turned off my telephone, gonna pretend that nobody's home. Lights all off, the blinds all drawn. I got the picnic blanket laid out on the lawn. I'm watching the world go by. Woo! it's just one day. If I'm wrong, well, I have to pay. Throwing in the towel in this rat race, taking a break, slowing down the pace. I'm a watching the world go by. I'm watching the world go by. I'm watching the world go by. Bye, 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 bye.
Watching the World Go By from the 2007 debut album by Sean Wiggins and her band Lone Goat, which features guitarist-producer Paul Houston. I'm Stephen K. Peeples, your Houseblend host on SCVTV, and thanks again to Sean and Paul for being my guests. Special thanks to Lone Goat for letting them come out and play. By the way, if you perform original material and you want to appear on Houseblend, send us an email, houseblend@scvtv.com. And that's a wrap for this edition. With a face perfect for radio, I'm Stephen K. Peeples, and until next time, happy trails.
But you're like a picture that hangs on a wall, begs you to look, but don't you